Welcome back to HBRV Lifestyle. This is your Honey Badger here, giving it to you straight in the RV business. And today I'm in Morgan Hill, California, at a nice Hampton Inn. So that's where we're filming today. Not a lot of good lighting, so I apologize. I didn't really come prepared, but I've gotten a lot of DMs and a lot of emails requesting this particular video. And I wanted to make sure I got it out to you guys ASAP. And that is refinancing your current RV or an RV you're looking to purchase now that you might want to refinance later. So we are in a buyer's market for RVs because interest rates are high. So if you want to take advantage of those prices, but you want to know how to refinance the coach later down the road, this is the video for you. Couple really quick announcements, okay? Now I know in my last videos I probably have already announced I did start a Facebook group that is just going to have some exclusive content to it, or you'll get the content before I ship it out to YouTube. If you want to join that, it's in the description box below, and I'll also pin it to the comments. Really appreciate it if you guys joined. Also, you know, I have Instagram, Twitter, everything else in the description box below. But also, I got asked if there was an opportunity, you could ask me questions in person if I was at a show. So I am going to be at the Portland RV Expo show. That is September 16th, 17th, and 18th. I'm going to be helping Curtis Trailers. They're a great dealer. They have an awesome owner, really good management team, good salespeople, great products. I'm going to be there helping them sell Clipper travel trailers, and I'll be there all weekend, Friday the 16th through Sunday the 18th. Also, at the same time, I'm going to be at the Utah show, and that one is going to be in October, and I'll get you later dates after that. Okay, so let's hop into this really quick, all right? So first things first. Let's give you a couple of scenarios, okay? Scenario one, you bought a coach last month, you have an 8.99% interest rate, you have great credit, you took advantage of the heavily discounted prices there are, but you just can't, so you're having a tough time swallowing that interest rate. You go to your credit union is not doing much better. What do? Well, here's what you really do, okay? Number one, in 2 years, interest rates should go down. Okay, so the first recommendation I have, if you're going to strategize this, is make sure that you make at least 6 extra payments. So instead of making 12 payments, okay, instead of making 12 payments this year, 2022 through 2023, this next 12-month period, make sure you make 18 payments, okay? So put an extra 6 payments of principal onto the loan. Because you have to realize that refinancing your RV is going to drop in value dramatically over the next 2 or 3 years. Because you have to understand, right now in this moment, even today, your coach, the travel trailer you bought, the motorhome you bought, whether it was 6 months ago, 3 months ago, today, 2 months from now, it's going to devalue quickly because inflation is going to eventually correct itself. So this anomaly of an economy that we went through for the last 2 years is going to slowly correct itself. And I apologize about the sniffles. I had a real bad allergy attack earlier. So anyway, what you need to do is just start paying down the principal of the loan as best as you can. So by the time 2 years rolls around, let's say 24 payments, you should have made 36. Okay, so pause this video if you're confused and rewatch it, and I'll repeat it one more time. So if you are going to make, so in 2 years, when the interest rates go down, make sure you've made 36 payments in 24 months. So make 12 months of principal payments to make sure you're writing down the principal of the loan. The reason why is when you go to your credit union, 3 things are going to happen. Number one, when you go to your credit union and you go back and you get, let's say, a 4 or 5 or 5.5% interest rate or lower, they're going to value the coach based on the retail book. Okay, the retail book is going to be a lot lower than what you're buying the coach for currently. So what they're going to do is, let's say, for example, you bought let's use a Springdale travel trailer, good little travel trailer, okay? You buy a Springdale bunkhouse, and in that Springdale bunkhouse, you pay 36 grand, okay? You put 5-6 grand down, tax, title, license, you're going to finance 35, let's call it, okay? The credit union in 2 years is not going to refinance the full 35 grand. So you need to write it down or pay it down to, let's say, 32, 31, something that fits within the credit union's guidelines to get that interest rate. Now be aware that when you go to refinance your RV, the terms that you're under currently through, let's say, a prime bank at a dealership is more than likely going to shrink. So it may not lower your payment, but it will lower the amount of payments you need to make. So it'll shrink the term, let's say, from a 15-year term down to a 7 to 10-year term, and you may end up with something around the same payment. So overall, it'll save you money. Now, will the dealership be mad at you if you refinance in 2 years? Absolutely not. And the way that works is the bank gives them their flat fee for giving them the loan, as long as you make at least 9 payments on the loan. So if you refinance it down to a lower interest rate, the dealership still gets to keep the little bit of money, like we'll call it the kickback from the bank. Now, when we do this, when you're going to go inside of your credit union to refinance your loan, you need to go in prepared. This is how you go in prepared. The first thing that you're going to need is, I'm going to put the link in the description box below. You're going to need a copy of the Retail NADA Guide. So what you do is you go online. Let's use this Springdale as an example, okay? You pull up the Springdale travel trailer, and you pull up your model just like you would on NADA. And what you're going to do is you're going to read. You're going to see there's a bunch of standard options there. Anything outside of those standard options, you're going to open up and you're going to add to the book out. It's not going to be much because there's a lot of standard equipment on a travel trailer. So an air conditioner, standard equipment. Refrigerator, standard equipment. Okay, furnace, standard equipment. You cannot add basic appliances and basic things like a toilet or a shower to a coach's value when you go into a credit union. The reason why is because those are standard equipment options. So once you've done that and you take the book out with you, it makes the underwriter or the person that's going to help you refinance the loan, it's going to help them establish the value, and it's going to help them find it in their book, because they're going to pull up a whole different book, because there's two of them. There's a bank and dealer one, and then there's the one we see as a consumer. Just like Kelley Blue Book is way different when a consumer looks at it than when a dealer looks at it. It's like Martian fungo, try to talk to each other. It's very hard to do and very confusing. The other thing that you need to have, which is the second thing you're going to need, is you're going to make sure you want to bring in your paycheck stubs. Or if you're self-employed, make sure you're prepared with 2 years tax returns. So this is an excellent time. Let's say you got a subprime loan. Let's say you got a hard money loan because whatever the case may be. Maybe you're self-employed and you're having a tough time getting your taxes put together, or maybe you don't show a lot of money on your taxes. This is the opportunity to show Uncle Sam and pay Uncle Sam a little extra money, show a little more of your taxable income, so you can get a better interest rate on your RV when you refinance. When you go on with proof of income, you may not need it, but if you go in prepared, it makes the process faster and it makes the process easier. So for example, when I used to get people refinanced through Logix Federal Credit Union in Southern California, I used to tell them, go take your pay stubs and go take this NADA guide, and they will help you go from $1,795 to, let's say, $799. And we were very successful at that. We got them a hard money loan, let them pay on it for 18 months, rebuilt their credit a little bit, and voila, bang, refinance down to a lower rate. The third thing you're going to need is you're going to want to take an insurance card with you. Your insurance card and your registration. Now, your registration has the current lien holder's information on it. So that's the reason why you want it. So it doesn't matter if you're in Nevada or Oregon, Washington, this is all common practice. Take your registration in with you because it's going to give the VIN number of the trailer or the motorhome. And on top of that, it's also going to show the lien holder information on where they need to pay off the other loan, okay? Now, in addition, you might need a few other things. So those are three major things you're gonna need. In addition, you may need also the miles of your motorhome. They might ask you for the miles. Now, you can put the mileage into the NADA guide book out, and that might help you, but they might want an actual physical picture of the miles. So just be prepared, that might be something you might need. The insurance card and the registration going together is just the ability to show that you already have proof of insurance and proof of full coverage insurance, just like you would when you go to the dealer to pick up the RV or pick up a car. You got to show proof that you have some kind of insurance on the tow vehicle or some kind of car insurance, so that way they can attach the policy number, okay? Now, a couple things you're going to want to know. Number one is if you, first of all, let me really be clear about this. I am big on you getting gap coverage through the dealership. So this is a little side note for you. Gap coverage is very important to get right now. With interest rates high, and you're going to take advantage of the pricing, get gap coverage because these things are going to drop off a cliff a little bit when it comes to their retail value. It's not like it was where you bought something in 2020 and it went up 10 grand in value in 2021. That was too much hyperinflation, supply and demand. That was an anomaly. So if you get gap coverage, when you go to your credit union, you have to remember to reapply gap coverage. Your credit unions are more than likely going to have their own loan cancellation program. And they might tell you, you know what, cancel the gap with the dealer and just take ours. Some credit unions do not have it. So just a reminder to make sure to update with the lender that you do have gap coverage, and make sure you call the gap company and tell them you're refinancing. So let me repeat that one more time because I really jumbled up there, okay? The gap coverage, I highly recommend you get it through the dealership, okay? When you refinance, you need to make sure you call the gap company, okay? Because it's not through the dealership itself, even though it's sold by the dealer, it's a third-party company that covers gap most of the time. So what you do is you call that company on the paperwork and you change the lien holder with them. So you say, hey, I was with Bank of the West, but now I have Unified Federal Credit Union, or I have Alliant Federal Credit Union, okay? So you got to change all that over. You change it over with your insurance company the same way, and boom, you're done. So those are the easiest ways to do it. Now, what are the chances? The chances are really good that interest rates are going to go down in about 2 years. They're going to go up 1 or 2 more times before the end of the year. And then probably by early spring 2024, they're going to feel like they got to re-stimulate the economy and the lower rates. Until then, dealers are blowing units out, guys. I mean, I just visited 6 dealers this week for Coachman Clipper, and everybody's just heavily discounted. You know, and it's making it easier for you to come in with less down payment. Okay. Now, if you guys have any really direct questions about this subject, my email is in the description box below, livingstonrvservices@gmail.com. And then also you can direct message me through Instagram. You can get through me through Facebook. You can obviously leave a comment here in this in the YouTube video. But just do me one favor, just make sure you hit that like button so that way this spreads to other RVers on YouTube. It tells YouTube that you guys found the information useful and that other RVers might find it useful as well. So Also, hey, if you guys like to subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful. My goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. This channel has gained a lot of traction over the last 2 months, and I really appreciate all the support from all of you, whether you're a new viewer today or whether you're a return viewer. I really appreciate you guys, the fans, and anything I can do to help you or answer questions for you, please let me know. Last thing for you, in the I think right up there, I put the playlist for financing. So if this is the first time that you've ever visited this channel or first time you've ever seen me, I've got a bunch of videos right there that'll teach you everything you need to know about RV financing. Have a great weekend. Have a great night.